Hello and welcome to Situation Court, where we help people that are caught in the middle of a tough dispute. Each person gets a chance to fully tell their side of the story and ask a few questions. This will help them come to some sort of resolution. And the best part of the show is that you are the judge. We do have a judge that goes by the name of Judge P. He's not really a judge, but more so a mediator. And because of budget cuts, he's also a part of security. After you watch the show, click on the Cases tab and vote for who you think won the case. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Situation Court. I'm your host, Judge P. Today's episode, Miss Curry, was she misunderstood or just wrong? We're not going to do this episode to bash anyone. We felt like here at Situation Court, this was a huge topic that really had a divide on people's opinions. So we feel like this is something that needs to be talked about. So everybody's on the same page. I would just say what she said.
Something that really bothers me and honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, there are all these women throwing themselves, but me, the past 10 years, I don't have any of that. I have zero, this sounds weird, but male attention. And so then I begin to internalize it and I'm is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
Because I don't want it, but it would be nice to know that someone's looking.
Now, let's get to the guests. Guest to my left, tell us your name and why you're here.
My name is Sade Perry, and I am here because I feel like Ayesha Curry was misunderstood.
Okay, thank you. Sir, to my right, your name and why you're here.
My name is Mike Link, and I feel like Ayesha Curry was wrong.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, now it's time for our first session, testimony and questions. Okay, Ms. Sade, we'd like to have your testimony, please.
The reasons I feel the way I feel about Ayesha Curry's statement is because in the beginning of her statement, before she even flat out explained it, she said it's played on her insecurities. Her not receiving attention has made her insecure. Her delivery was poor, which made her become misunderstood, which is why I feel the way I feel.
Okay. Mike, you have some questions for Ms. Sade?
Yes. Sade, do you believe that in the span of 10 years, Ayesha Curry has gotten zero attention from any male on the planet Earth?
No.
Next question.
If the roles were reversed, would it be okay to hear somebody's husband say that they wish they had a woman checking for him? Would that be okay? And would that person be content with no worries?
Would it not be okay? I'm sorry, would it be okay? No.
Last question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If a person lies and you catch them in a lie, would it be hard for you to believe anything else after that?
Yes.
All right. Mike, we like your testimony, sir.
Okay, Judge. Your judgeship. I feel Ayesha Curry was wrong for the simple fact in a couple different situations as far as her statement. One, just in general, just the straight up lie where she said that she hasn't received any attention in the last 10 years from zero from anybody. Just that alone destroyed her entire thing and her statement after that. Just how I feel about it, and I can go into detail later on.
Okay, Ms. Sade, you have some questions for Mike?
Sure. Mike, did Steph Curry defend his wife after what she said?
Yes, he did.
Upon watching the actual footage, did you notice that his mother wasn't even offended?
No.
Now, do you appreciate the occasional compliment from a woman outside of your spouse or girlfriend?
I don't have a spouse. I don't have a girlfriend. But yes, compliments do feel good. Yeah.
Okay.
I do agree. Yeah.
Okay. Those were some good questions and testimonies. Now it's time for our next session, the freestyle session. Mike, you asked Sade, Do you believe that in a span of 10 years, Ayesha Curry has gotten zero attention from any male on planet Earth? And her response was no.
Okay. So, why on earth, first of all, like, why, if you said no, right, why would she say that she hasn't gotten any attention from any man? Like, nothing. Like, why would she say that?
Can we prove that she hasn't?
Yes, we can. That she hasn't gotten? Yes, you can. Like, literally, right now, the only thing we could possibly go off of is what she said, right? Yeah. In your opinion. But if we had some document, if we had some receipts, if you go to Ayesha Curry's Instagram, she started her Instagram, I believe, like in 2014, 2012, right? And you can go all the way down, because I went and did my research. I went all the way down to her when she first started. In her first couple, and at this time she was with Steph or whatever. And her first
since high school, right?
Yeah, they've been together for a while. And there's guys up there saying, take your pants off.
Oh my goodness.
You know, emojis, anything. And correct me if I'm wrong. Attention comes in different shapes, forms, and fashions, right? Whether it's this day and age, you got emojis, you got people. She even had the situation where she was at the gas station a long time ago, and the guy flirted with her, and she was like, you know, I'm engaged. I ain't trying to. So for her to say, I've gotten zero attention from any male in the past 10 years, to me, is quite ridiculous. And my question is, like, why would you even make that kind of statement? I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, like, seriously, like, for real.
So, I'm pretty sure she over-exaggerated in the number of years that she's saying she didn't receive any attention. I'm pretty sure she had to within a decade. Well, I'm pretty sure she had to over-exaggerate. But again, the attention that she receives is not to the extent of what he would receive. And that's because of his status and who he is, you know, in his career. So, and again, she did say she doesn't necessarily want it to the point that where she wants to, I'm guessing, like, cheat on her husband. She doesn't want that type of attention, but she does want to be noticed as much as him. Now, granted, she shouldn't have said 10 years. She definitely shouldn't have said 10 years. But again, she's feeling very insecure right now. He gets way more attention. She might just feel like, I'm just a mom who sits at home with these kids. They just had another kid not too long ago. Mm-hmm. Her hormones are everywhere. Mm-hmm. So he's just still getting all of this, like, mad attention, and she's just like, oh, I'm just a little wife, I'm at home. And granted, maybe she didn't discuss these insecurities with him, and maybe he didn't help her feel better about them, and it came out during that show, and it was executed poorly, which caused her to be put in that specific predicament. Now, granted, I'm 100%, it's not 10 years, but again, her insecurities played on her severely, and it just came out wrong. She's just not getting the same exact attention that her husband gets. She just wants equal attention that he would receive.
Your judgeship, may I cross-examine?
No, sir. We got to go to the next one.
Come on, bro. Oh, my God. All right. Okay.
Miss Sade, you asked Mike, did Steph Curry defend what his wife said? And he said yes.
If he defends it, why are we upset? He has no problem with it. I don't understand why we're pissed off about it. I mean, of course, everyone has the right to have an opinion to something, but if her man is like, I get it, I understand that statement, why are we so judgmental about it?
Personally, I think what he did was a smart thing to do, because, one, you got to understand this. Of course, Steph Curry has been in the limelight. Now, you said before that she wants this same amount of attention. You know what I'm saying? Steph understands PR. He's supposed to diffuse it, because if he chooses to go left, guess what else is going to start happening? Stuff that he already don't want to happen, because he already noticed that his wife already opened up a can of worms when she lied in the first place and talked about she ain't had no attention in the last 10 years. So what is he supposed to do? Like, if I was his husband, excuse me, pause, people. If she was my wife,
lover.
Yes, I am. Yeah, for real. But if that was my wife, I would have done the same thing. But when I went home, I was like, babe,
Babe?
what? I mean, are you serious?
Okay.
Like, we would have had to handle it like that behind closed doors. But I'm just saying.
Okay, Mike, you asked Miss Sade if the celebrity status and level of attention was reversed, would you be okay on hearing a husband saying he wishing he had women checking for him? And she said, no.
Okay.
Why not? Why wouldn't you be okay with it?
With him wanting a woman to check.
Why would you be okay?
Why would you ask me a question and then cut me off when I respond?
sorry.
But continue.
I'm just saying, why is it okay? Why is it not okay that for a man to have that attention, but it's okay for her to say that it's okay that she's looking for that attention?
No, it's okay for a man to feel that way also. You asked, would I be okay with it? No, I wouldn't, but it is okay for a man to feel that way.
That's a little confusing.
Why? But think about it. It's okay, but think about, and if you was in the midst of a situation, let's just say hypothetically you were in a relationship, this imaginary relationship, and you and your man were talking or whatever. He said, you know what? I wish I had this amount of attention. You can't tell me that in the midst of that moment you would have been like, what do you need attention for? We're married.
No, I definitely wouldn't answer that question.
You wouldn't turn around and say, you know what, babe? It's okay that you feel like that. Most women wouldn't do that.
And here's what I'm saying. It would be okay for a man to feel that way. That is completely understandable. Now, but with him feeling that way, I am going to be like, oh, I kind of do got a little problem with it. Like, am I doing something wrong? Like, I would have that in the back of my head. But even when I was in a relationship, if my man would tell me about girls that try to talk to him or him receiving attention, I mean, it was kind of like an ego booster. Like, you want it, but I got it. Like, it was an ego booster. So I get where, like, getting that attention, like how good it can make you feel. So if you're not getting it, I understand you feeling that way, but I would kind of be like, no, I'm not okay with it.
I think the only reason we're saying, or you're saying that it's okay is just in the midst of just having this conversation. But I think in the heat of moments, if stuff came out like that and the roles were reversed, most women are not going to be okay with hearing their husbands say that they want attention from another woman outside of their marriage. Just how I feel.
Okay.
Am I wrong, people? Am I?
Miss Sade, you asked Mike, was his mother even offended by his statement? And he said no.
Again, if his mother wasn't as offended and she's a woman sitting next to her and she completely understood it 100%. And she, like, I just feel like if anyone should have gotten upset, it should have been his mom. Because, and I'm maybe speaking as a mom, but if someone says something and I feel like it would, like, what is the word I'm looking for?
Disrespect?
Yeah, disrespect my kid or like tarnish. Yeah,
especially a mother
tarnish
and a
his
son.
reputation or something of that nature. I'm gonna look at you like, I'm sorry, what did you just say? You want to rephrase that? I'm gonna immediately defend my kid if I felt like you said something that would disrespect him. And the thing was, she immediately came to her defense. She was like, no, you just don't realize it. It's there. Your radar is up. You just don't realize it.
What do you think, sir?
Again, we have to think about what type of family this is. You got to think about the years of experience her mother-in-law has had, as well as who she's married to as well. So you got to think about this. Yes, it is possible that her mother may have been upset, but she know how to, I would say this. Yeah, she understands how she feels, but at the same time, it's TV, it's PR. You got to know how to, like, help clean stuff up when you know you're sitting right there looking at your daughter-in-law and know she's making a pure fool of herself. You know what I'm saying? I told somebody this, right? I said, they tried to help her clean her mess up. When she said, again, I'm going to go back to it again, I have received zero attention. Her mother-in-law immediately jumped to her defense because she knew what she said was stupid. She said, no, your radar is just not there. You know what I'm saying? She knew that she shouldn't have said that or whatever. That's why she sort of defended. But I promise you, I guarantee that, like, girl, why did you say that? I guarantee you they said that like off camera. So her mother had to save the situation. I'm telling you, like, the women, she's seasoned. Come on, her mother-in-law is seasoned. That's the only reason.
Okay, we're gonna go to the next one.
Okay.
Mike, you asked Miss Sade, if a person lies and you catch them in a lie, would it be hard for you to believe anything else they say? And she said yes.
Right. So you said yes, it would be hard for you to believe anything else, right? Right. Why?
Because you're going to immediately doubt yourself. I mean, I'm sorry, you're going to immediately doubt them.
Right.
Negative is always easier to believe than the positive. So even if they told a lie and they tell you something and you're probably 100% sure that they're telling the truth, but there's going to be that thought in the back of your mind, they previously lied, they might be lying again. So, I mean, you may be using that as far as your defense for the 10-year thing.
Don't try that.
I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm saying that could be the reasoning behind it. Mm-hmm. She used the 10-year thing. She over-exaggerated. So you want to say everything else after that is a lie.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, why she keeps saying over-exaggerated? It's a lie. It's not over-exaggerated. It's a straight-up lie. It's not even exaggeration.
And you're not accepting the fact that her insecurities played a major part on what is going on.
You didn't ask me that question. I do accept the fact that her insecurities.
I didn't ask, but I spoke about her insecurities enough for you to rebut.
I respect her insecurities, but at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, you're not a woman and you'll never understand.
That's right. I do not have breasts or, cookies and things like that.
All that stuff that makes our home
crazy. We're in the court. I don't know where we're going. What just happened?
But your judgeship,
yes, sir.
Can I please have a rebuttal?
Go ahead, rebuttal, sir.
All I'm saying is, if she lied, it's kind of hard for me to believe the rest of everything she says if she's gonna tell such an elaborate, exaggerated statement like that, and then her mother-in-law and everybody else tries to clean up her mess after that, when she know goodness well she's gotten attention a whole lot way prior to that red table talk. I mean, if you really think about it, like, come on, like, are you serious?
I guess maybe because I don't keep up with her, I don't realize the attention that she does or does not get.
I don't know. She gets attention. Miss Sade.
Oh, please, one more thing.
No, because that one's getting dragged out, and
I gotta talk about this attention, Judge.
That attention, we know she needed.
Miss Sade, are you being biased?
Not at all.
Continue.
Yes, ma'am. Order. Miss Sade, you said, do you appreciate the occasional compliment from a woman outside of your spouse? And he said yes.
Okay, and that's all she's trying to get. Mm-hmm. Not so much to the point where, who's a good celebrity that receives like a plethora of...
Beyonce.
Plethora, I like that word.
Yeah. We can go with Beyonce. Yeah, we can definitely do Beyonce.
The Beehive.
Yeah, and I think maybe she wants like Beyonce compliments. Maybe because Beyonce gets hella compliments, but she's not disrespected. She's not getting like Kim Kardashian type compliments. Or like Playboy model compliments. So maybe she wants like Beyonce type compliments.
That's not true.
I don't know.
I'm a guy. We guys, when we look at pictures and stuff like that, we look at what other dudes say, and some dudes get out of hand. They don't care if he's married to Jay-Z.
Facts. Until Jay-Z finds him and pays somebody to knock him off.
Oh,
okay.
Really?
I
can't say
okay,
that.
Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry. My apologies.
So, my whole thing is the measure of this attention, right? We know goodness well if we look at hard copy stuff like her Instagram, she does get attention. My question is like, what type of attention are you looking for? If the average Joe Mike, like myself, gives you attention, I mean nothing. So what type of attention? I mean, what level of celebrity attention do you need? Because the people that's normally gawking over, her husband is like everyday people. You know what I'm saying? They ain't like celebrities or whatever to our knowledge, but in most cases, it's just a girl around the corner that look pretty. You know what I'm saying? Or even the buckets. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That are giving him attention. I'm just like, which attention are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Which attention are you talking about?
We good. that was a great testimony and questions. Now it's time for Judge P's perspective. Okay, so what I'm going to do is ask you questions from me to help me come to my opinion, right? And I want to start with Mike. Okay, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe that people always say exactly what they mean?
No.
No, right? So, with you saying that, I believe that I don't think she was prepped properly to answer that question. I think...
That's not my fault.
I know, but what I'm saying is when somebody's not prepped, they may speak irrationally and they may not get their point across. I'm not saying that's what she did, but there is an option or a possibility of that.
Well, her mother-in-law should have helped her out.
But she didn't either. So, I'm going to go to Miss Sade. If Ayesha did get attention from other men, would her insecurities be eliminated?
I don't think they'd be eliminated 100%. I don't.
So, if she's getting the attention from her husband and other men, she's still going to be insecure, which would make me believe instead of doing that table talk, she should be getting some counseling. But I'm going to go to Mike. If she did have this conversation with Steph prior to the show, would you still consider her being wrong?
Yeah, if she made those same statements, I would still consider her being wrong, because technically if she would have had that conversation with her husband prior to, then I believe her statements probably would have come out differently and would have made more sense, in my opinion.
But the main thing that you said was probably. Because you're thinking you're like Steph, where he might be a little more reserved or not as, dominant.
No, that's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying
because I asked you if she had a conversation with him prior, you said that it would have came out differently if she did. But you're saying because you would have maybe steered her in a different direction.
You didn't ask me if I was Steph. All you said was if she would have had the conversation. All I'm saying is when you're able to, in my opinion, when you're able to communicate with your significant other, spouse, or whatever, and come down to a common ground, you can have a better understanding. And even just the whole, I can't help but keep harping the whole thing about no attention, 10 years. It wouldn't have came out that way.
But see, I gotta disagree with you here, because think about this: she's on a red table in front of Jada Pinkett, in front of her mother-in-law, on a show that has millions of viewers, and she came out her mouth that way. I don't think she has a fear of letting Steph know how she feels. She sounds like somebody who was very
But you gotta think about
strong-minded and can say what she wants.
But you gotta think about this too. Insecurities do create some line of fear and some level of, I guess what you want to kind of say, some sense of shutdown, where you don't necessarily want to be open with certain things because it's kind of like a vulnerable place. I think that happens with men and women, just in different situations, in my opinion. Okay. For her, it might be just like what she was explaining, just maybe how she feels about herself, like when she looks in the mirror, or, questioning, if she gained weight or certain things. That might not be something that she always wants to talk about, or maybe her husband might not necessarily understand, because just like she said it to me. You're not a woman, you'll never be a woman, and you'll never understand. So maybe what if Ayesha Curry had those same type of thoughts? I can't talk to my husband because he's not a woman, he'll never understand.
Okay, I got you. Miss Sade, what if Steph does tell her she's beautiful? What does that count for?
It counts for a lot, honestly, because you can be in a relationship with someone for years and they don't properly compliment you. But there's also the issue that if you don't 100% feel good about yourself, no matter how much someone tells you how beautiful you are, you're not going to accept it.
Well, with that, I just hate how the negative side of everything came out. Like, if you're going to say she doesn't get male attention, I think she should have touched to the public that she does get it from her husband. If she does.
That should have been.
She should have. That's why I go with the side of her not being prepped and not really being able to fully express the whole spectrum of the situation.
Yeah.
I can totally understand that too, because at the same time, I've been in a relationship with a person where I would give them compliments or whatever, but her self-esteem, and it had to do with just understanding like how to like really like love yourself. At the end of the day, and somebody else could come and say something to her, and she light up like a light bulb. But it's kind of like when she look at herself, I could tell like just from being in a relationship with her over time, like. No matter, at the end of the day, no matter what anybody else said or if I said something, she didn't love herself like internally, you know what I'm saying? And that goes back to what you said as far as just, going to get some counseling, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Understanding like your self-worth.
Okay. Mike, what do you say to men that say she wasn't wrong?
What do I say to them?
Like a man that says he understands where she's coming from and she wasn't wrong. What would you say to that man?
I would just say, one, just evaluate everything that she said. And to say that she's not wrong, in my opinion, it's incorrect, in my opinion, because just on the surface, what she said was wrong. But they're going to say that because you're going more in depth into the context of what she was talking about, or whatever. But,
It's a tough one, right?
It's a tough one.
Okay, Miss Sade, this is a big question for you. Okay, if it's okay for women to seek validation from other men, how do men figure out if their women will act on it? Meaning cheat, because that's the next step of wanting this attention. If there's a moment of we're not speaking or we're at a hard place, that attention that she seeks jumps in. How does a man know where he has a woman that doesn't seek that attention, which would signify that she's more into their union versus a woman that seeks the attention? Because her level of seeking attention is basically saying she wants a high level of it. So what would you say to a man to figure out a woman that wants that type of attention won't cheat?
That's just based upon the woman, honestly.
I mean, is there a difference of a woman that you would think wouldn't cheat that seeks that attention versus a woman that seeks that attention that wouldn't cheat? Like, how would a man, I'm asking for, like, men to hear this to know where to differentiate.
Honestly, you have to listen to her. Like, 100%, no, because there are some women who just want to feel pretty all day. They just want compliments all day long. But you have a woman who is genuinely seeking the attention to also give him that attention. And it's different for women. It's honest to God different for women. So what's a good example? If she's receiving compliments all the time and then it's more than like a thank you, You'll notice when someone gives more than a thank you.
Okay, you're saying how much she plays into
how much she plays into her actually receiving the compliments or getting that attention. When you pay the attention you receive too much attention,
there it goes.
You're going to act on it. But if it's a simple thank you, I appreciate it, thanks,
you came
you're
out
okay.
Okay. So we've had testimonial questions, freestyle session, Judge P's perspective. Now it's time for my opinion. First I would say with Mike, majority of everything you said I agree with. I think her saying she didn't have attention for 10 years, it just doesn't make sense. Like, what woman doesn't get something for 10 years? And she has a husband, so she has gotten attention from a man in 10 years. Like, how do we forget him?
And we have 3 kids.
Yeah, so she got some attention with 3 children up in her. You hear me?
Yeah.
That's a lot of attention. Miss Sade, I think you come from an honest place from women who just like a little bit of attention. And she feels that she's not getting it from the level that he is, right? But my ruling is in favor of Miss Sade. Because, let me explain why. The number one reason is that Steph defended her. Everything else is speculation. We'll say he's doing PR moves or this or that. The fact of the matter is we don't know what happens behind closed doors. So everything else is speculation. The fact that he did support her is like, even though I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and I believe there's probably some underlying stuff that's not being said or put out there, but until he goes against it, we don't have anything to say. And that's my ruling. Thank you for tuning in. Now it's time for you to vote. www.situationcourt.com. Until next time, have a blessed day.
I don't agree with Judge P for the simple reason his explanation of his opinion was about because Steph Curry defended his wife. If you are a husband and your wife has been put in this situation, in my opinion, what Steph Curry did was the right thing that any husband's supposed to do if their wife is being put in a situation where she basically exposed herself like that, you know what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion about it. Doing this show, you know, hey, I mean, I kept the poker face, but at the end of the day, when you really think about it, like, you know what I'm saying, his opinion sucks, yo, like straight up, like for real, Judge P, like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, Ayesha Curry, you still wrong, point blank, period. And that, you know what? I'm gonna stop talking about that. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Check me out on my podcast, the Locker Room Podcast. You can find me on Instagram. That's the Locker Room Podcast with 2 T's at the end. That last T stands for testosterone. You can also check out some of my other Instagrams, which is Mike Link Speaks, as well as Mike LC Fitness as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in the community. I'm doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Judge P and the whole team, man. Thank you.
I agree with Judge P in regards to Ayesha Curry was misunderstood. The basis of it is that her husband defended her, and everything after that is speculation. No one actually knows what happens behind doors. We can have all the opinions that we want, but hey, that's his wife. He stands for her, so we should too. And if anybody wants to follow me, that's okay too. Instagram, it's_Domino. I'm boring, but I'm cute.
Hey, just finished another episode. Was Miss Ayesha Curry misunderstood or was she completely wrong? I sided with Miss Sade on saying that she was misunderstood, which could be debated, right? And when I do these, I try to see from both points of view, but we can't deny that I'm a man, so I want to just help you ladies get a true perspective of why a lot of men feel that she was wrong, right? Because it's a deeper issue. You have Stephen Curry, who is an NBA champion. He is a devoted husband, father. The man has scripture written on his shoes, right? Never see him in any kind of scandal or anything. He supports his wife. He does all of these things. And a lot of men look at Stephen Curry as someone we would strive to be. Someone who's all in. It's hard to even get into a good relationship these days. So he is like the model man, right? And when we heard her statements, it gave us a sense of he's not good enough. If he's not good enough, what could we possibly do? You know? So, and the women have a totally different perspective. And I get that as well. But from the man's side, I can only give you how a lot of us felt. But at the end of the day, as long as their union is in sync, everyone else is just speculating. And that's where I came up with my verdict. And those are my final thoughts.
That concludes our show. We hope you enjoyed it. Now it's time to cast your vote on who you think won. We will announce the winner next week. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. From all of the great staff here, we wish you a wonderful day and stay tuned for the next episode. Have a good day. Bye.